Prestigious Johns Hopkins University created an inclusive language guide, and it got a ton of backlash, so much so that the language in question has been, quote, removed pending review. The school defined lesbian as a non-man attracted to non-men. It went on to say, while past definitions refer to lesbian as a woman who is emotionally, romantically, and/or sexually attracted to other women, this updated definition includes non-binary people who may also identify with the label. But when, of course, it came to their gay male counterparts, they still referred to them as men. Gay man is defined as a man, emotionally, romantically, sexually, whatever it is, attracted to other men or identifies as a member of the gay community. Now, it seems to me this is the perfect example of people who live in a bubble and have no idea how things are going. How did they not know that this was going to be an issue? Back with us is Batya Ungar-Sargon, opinion editor for Newsweek, Alli Breen, stand-up comedian and regular Fox guest, and Cenk Uygur, founder and host of the progressive Young Turks. Cenk, how do your people let this happen?
My people.
Yeah.
As you might know, Dan.
You are very outspoken against this.
Yeah, they definitely don't think I'm their people. So look, we're going to talk later in the show about trans rights and companies that are going woke, et cetera. And I believe in trans rights 100%. But this doesn't help. This is counterproductive. No one wants to be referred to as a non-man. And it's absurd. It's over the top. And we progressives have massively winning issues, especially on economic issues. Why do we go to these tiny little corners and niches to go find a loss, right? You go tell an average American, oh, women aren't women anymore, they're non-men. That's going to pull it 98% against you.
It also
Why would you do that?
So long to figure out what you're talking about. I'm a non-man who likes non-men who also engages. It's like, what? Double negatives and you're a woman who likes women. What happened to that being? So
well, and then they updated the site, an update on the Johns Hopkins site where the LGBTQ glossary serves as an introduction to the range of identities and terms that are used within LGBTQ communities and is not intended to serve as the definitive answers as to how all people understand or use these terms. You know, Batya, it hit me that it's sort of the ultimate example of living in a bubble, right? It is this bubble where they just thought to themselves, well, you know, we have people who are asking us to redefine this, and why not? And not even thinking about potential backlash. And I think that is a problem that companies, some on the left, have been having as of late.
But it's also a perfect encapsulation of a tension within the LGBT community between L and G and T, okay? This was a perfect example of how the trans agenda can be lesbian erasure. If you take every young girl who's growing up who's a tomboy, or every young boy who has, you know, feminine characteristics, and say you're trans, you're not going to have any gay people anymore. And that is a real problem, because the divide in this country is not between the pro-gay left and the anti-gay right. It's between the vast majority of Americans who want dignity for everybody, including gay Americans, and this new progressive nihilistic trans agenda that is harmful to families and harmful to kids.
Yeah, I think that's overstated, and I think that Republicans are trying to create a divide between the LGBTQ community. Having said that, this is looking for a loss. We're trying really hard to find an L, and I think we're going to do it.
But not lesbian.
Find L.
And to give you, and Dan, you're so right on the bubbles, because in that bubble, which is tiny, they think it's the whole world, and they think, like, you see how progressive I am, and you'll see a lot more of it in a second. They think they call me a fascist for saying that women should be called women. And I'm saying that trans people should be called whatever they want, non-binary people should be called whatever they want, but if a woman wants to be called a woman, she should be called a woman. They're like, fascist. No, but you only in your
side.
But as you know, this is now, I mean, you watch Fox recently in the last 3 months, and it is multiple times a day that they're hitting the left, not just the trans activists, the left using this as the cudgel.
I know, that's why I think it's so counterproductive, because we have to fight off hundreds of these Republican bills in the states, and in our fighting it off, the Republicans always bring up things like this, and then the average American goes, well, if they're going to go that far, then I guess I'm against it, right? Yeah. That's why it's terrible politics. Get out of there. Most Americans agree with trans rights and that they should be treated equally. Focus on that. That's a winning issue.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.